first suicide bomb attack since the removal of Muammar Gaddafi. At least 8 people were wounded when the terrorists detonated their bomb at a checkpoint in the small village about 30 miles from Benghazi. Officials note that unlike other parts in the country, militia groups in that region are ideologically driven. IRN USA Radio News.
Time is running out to finish your holiday shopping, so hurry into Sports Authority for last-minute deals for everyone on your list. We've got thousands of items on sale now, like 25% off Nike Pro apparel and buy one, get one half off on balls for your favorite sports. And don't forget to enter our $500,000 gift of Sport Holiday Sweepstakes for your chance to win big. Visit sportsauthority.com through December 25th to enter and see official rules. Shop all our deals in-store and online today. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
Hi, I'm Joe Swedish, CEO of WellPoint. We proudly support the March of Dimes and all they do to reduce the rate of premature birth in the United States. Though premature births have recently declined, still 500,000 babies are born too soon each year. We're helping the March of Dimes fund cutting-edge research and community programs that help moms and their babies live healthier lives. Please visit marchofdimes.com and join us.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now, it's Car Concerns with the award-winning new car dealer, Harry Douglas. And now, your car star, here's Harry.
Yes, I want to start the show off by saying Merry Christmas to everyone. Everyone who listens, I tell you what, everyone who shoots us emails, everyone who follows us on Twitter, twitter.com/car concerns. Hey, my guest this morning, excuse me, my guest this morning, Myron D. Stokes. Hey, Myron, you know, I just was thinking, tell us about Global Lifting. What do you do there?
No, Global Heavy Lift is a quasi-public organization that was an entity that was formed to create a U.S. and NATO-controlled heavy and outside air cargo industry, which is currently in the control of the Russians with their AN-124 airlifters. Heavy and outsized is the movement of goods via air that are too large or outsized to fit in any door of any 747 or similar size freighter. It is a standalone market. It is a standalone industry. It is a subset of the existing air cargo industry, and it is proposed to use commercial versions of Boeing's superlative C-17 Globemaster to accomplish this. So that is a work that has been in progress in conjunction with ourselves, Boeing, and the U.S. Air Force for the past 12 years. And essentially, the data compilation that has been accomplished in those 12 years is tantamount to what was done in the 80 to 100 years that it took to create the infrastructure and the architecture for infrastructure for the automobile industry and the aerospace industry. So it's been on an accelerated track, and it is our hope to have this accomplished by the end of next year. So it is not a single business. This is the launch of an industry, Harry, that would be able to tap into $1 trillion plus in potential business meeting the criteria of heavy and outside movement, i.e., bulldozers, helicopters, oil rigs, things like that, things that are being done by the Russians with their AN-124s operating out of Houston right now. Is that a good enough explanation?
Yeah, it is. You know, I'd talked to you many, many times, and I'd seen that on your letterhead there, and I just, I didn't understand what it was all about.
Right, but it is the launch of an industry. You know, I think you know that the dynamics of conceptualization, implementation, and sustainability are radically different for the launch of an industry as opposed to the launch of a single business. Wouldn't you agree?
I would think so. Yes.
Yes. Well, that's what's at work, and we've been hard at work for that, and it will. Once that is accomplished, the economic stimulus for this country and the multiple countries that we'll be involved with will be significant, very significant, in fact.
It sounds like it. Anyhow, I don't know if I sent you this letter or not that's got me all fired up this morning.
Okay.
It come from a group that I'm involved with online, and it's the headline is, and I'll send it to you during the break if I didn't send it to you already. The proposed tax hike increase increases gas prices 15 cents a gallon. Did I send you that?
No, I saw that, and I was going to mention that to you along with the attack on ethanol.
The $170 billion raised may not be enough to fix the U.S. infrastructure. Now, I don't know if you remember it or not, but do you remember back in 2008, 2009, and we had that TARP fund that was, it was voted on like 3 times in Congress, and finally the last time it went through, but nobody wanted that thing to go through. If we didn't have enough money to spend, we shouldn't be spending it. But they did this. The TARP fund was a spending fund, troubled asset relief,
for economic stimulus.
Right.
For economic stimulus.
Well, part of that money was earmarked for infrastructure, and then after Obama got in, you had another spending bill that was okayed, and it was earmarked for infrastructure.
So what you're saying is that
what I'm wondering is why the infrastructure didn't get repaired, and how we get $170 billion a year off the gasoline tax that we collect now, and we can't keep our roads and bridges and railways in working order. I don't get it.
Well, infrastructure, critical infrastructure is exactly that, critical. And then because, you and I both, drive a lot, and we along the highways and byways, and we're both seeing the deterioration of bridges, overpasses, and what have you. And it's getting increasingly dangerous, and frankly, it needs to be a national program right now to repair the bridges and major roadways throughout the country, so as to prevent another I-35 incident where a bridge just comes apart. Unfortunately, if this is not addressed by any means, whether or not it's through this gas tax, whatever, it doesn't matter how it's done. It is critical that the country's network of roads.
I understand what you're saying, Myron, but what about all the money that we've set up for it previously, and evidently the work didn't get done, but the money got spent?
That's unfortunately, that is a consequence of the world we live in, and I say typical governance. I mean, it so many things. For example, like the monies that you pay for an airline ticket that are designed to that supposedly, ostensibly, are to go to improvement of the air traffic management system for the country's airways. That's billions sat in a fund for years, and it simply wasn't spent for the purpose intended. So this gas tax as proposed to enhance infrastructure, to facilitate infrastructure repair. I mean, it is not the only incident where money has been allocated and either spent or not used at all to accomplish the purpose intended.
Do you know how much, if this proposed gas tax increase goes through, do you know how much that it's going to add to the price of a gallon of gasoline in this country?
I'm figuring 40 cents.
Well, right here they're saying 15 cents. Let me tell you, 15 cents on top of what is the national average now? 350, 370.
Yes.
This will push gasoline towards $4 a gallon, and I got to tell you, Myron, I got the cough this morning. Myron, I got to tell you, I got to tell you, Myron, that will be an economy killer right there.
Well, just like it was an economy killer during the economic meltdown of 07, 08, and 09, the last thing that people needed was to see $4 and $5 a gallon at the pump. And of course, that, again, Spark moves towards alternative energy. And there should always be an alternative, even though we realize that efforts such as ethanol as far as fuel blends, they're under attack right now as saying that we don't need the ethanol and let's just make it pure gasoline. Under no circumstances should the country be saddled with just one means of fuel for its automobiles in particular. But the industry seems to have launched an attack on not just reducing the fleet requirements for ethanol in the fuel mix, but they want to eliminate it altogether. And to me, this is just another means by which anything that would break this country's dependence strictly on oil is under attack continuously. All the talk about, oh yeah, we're moving towards a more environmentally sustainable society, biofuels, EVs, and what have you. As long as it wasn't getting serious, there was no difficulty. But the moment it became clear that there is an abundance of flex fuel vehicles on the roads capable of using blends with up to 85% ethanol representation, and then pure electric vehicles and what have you. So evidently that must have sounded an alarm amongst our oil friends, and therefore this attack on ethanol. So it goes in line. I mean, the worst possible time for this tax to be considered when the country still has not recovered from that near economic meltdown.
Talking to Myron Stokes, folks. Hey, we got to go to the break right here, Myron. I want you to hold on. We'll be right back after this short, beautiful break. Myron Stokes, Global Heavy Lifting. Is that right, Myron?
Yeah, Global Heavy Lift Holding and Emotion Report.
Okay, here we go. Hey, we're into the show here. I'll be right back. I'm here.
Take advantage of the Car Concerns Radio USA 10-year anniversary special, a 15-minute segment heard in 33 markets on a nationally syndicated radio show for only $125. This is radio that makes it economical and affordable for you to get the word out about what you do, driving your message home. It's the 10-year anniversary special, just $125 for a 15-minute airtime segment. Segments can be booked for a later date. There are limited spots available. Call Car Concerns Radio USA now, 1-855-CAR-CONCERNS. That's 855-227-2662.
Ah, the sound of small business, getting busier. Can you tell which one is using AT&T? Truth is, they all are, because businesses of all kinds can find AT&T customizable plans that fit their exact needs. Whether it's broadband, mobility, or nationwide voice, at AT&T, we can help your business get humming.
I need more receipt paper, please.
Call 1-855-877-4288 today and ask about special offers available for new small business packages. AT&T, rethink possible.
Moms of America, stand up and stop taking abuse from your kids.
I pledge never to let my kid disrespect me ever again.
I pledge to stop letting my daughter walk all over me.
I pledge to stop living in fear of my son's anger.
I pledge never to feel like a bad parent ever again, because I'm not.
I pledge to stop letting my child's behavior control my home.
I pledge to be a mom with kids who listen, a total transformation mom.
I'm Janet Lehman, co-creator of the Total Transformation Program. We created the Total Transformation to help parents with difficult child behavior. Now I'm giving it away free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. We'll let you keep it for free.
Call 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157. Call now. That's 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157.
With over 1 million products, Grainger's your one-stop shop to help keep your facility running. And no one has more of the best brands, like Fluke. Grainger has an enormous selection of Fluke testing tools, including the VTO2 visual thermometer, a breakthrough in temperature measurement, the brands you want, the products you need, the good-looking radio guy you love to hear. Okay, I added that part. Buy your supplies smarter. Call, visit a branch, or click Grainger.com/Fluke today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Geico says, let's make life simpler. You need to buy something, but you don't want to make a mistake. So what do? Scour the web? Collect sales circulars? Ask your brother-in-law? How about this? When it comes to car insurance, Geico has a 97% customer satisfaction rating. I repeat, 97%. So make it simple. Just ask a friend who has Geico. Then click or call. You could make it 98%.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Jay Farner here from Quicken Loans. We get a lot of tweets from folks that sound just like this. Jay, I bought my home in 2007. Since then, it's gone down in value. Now I owe more on my mortgage than my home is worth. Can I refinance? The answer may very well be yes. Recently, the government announced changes that may allow folks to refinance even if their home has lost value. For example, if you owe $300,000 on your mortgage, but your home's only worth $150,000, Quicken Loans may still be able to help you. Or if your current mortgage rate is higher than 3.99%, you've got to give us a call today at 800-QUICKEN. And for 3 years in a row now, J.D. Power & Associates has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. So, if your current mortgage is higher than 3.99%, or if you owe more than your home is worth, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com.
For J.D. Power & Associates award information, visit jdpower.com. Important terms and conditions apply. Calls for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
This is Car Concerns with your host, Harry Douglas. Now, here's Harry.
Okay, here we are back with Car Concerns. I got Myron D. Stokes on the program with me this morning. Every Monday morning, he's my co-host. Myron, I was reading a headline here. Venezuela car owners may have to give up nickel a gallon gasoline. Let's see, it says owners of the 1970-era gas-guzzling trucks and sedans that have long reigned over the Caracas smog-filled roadways may soon have to pay a bit more to keep flaunting their energy-efficient monsters.
Are you laughing too?
I am. It takes me back to the days when I first started driving.
I mean, do you remember? I mean, look, Harry, I distinctly remember paying 25 cents a gallon for my 1973 Dodge Charger SE with a 400 CID police recruiter engine, which we had hopped up with headers and the 3,500 RPM stall-speed torque converter, 391 positive traction, and got several trophies at the drag strip. 25 cents, Harry.
Oh, I do better. Evidently, I'm older than you, Myron. I do better than that. I had a 69 GTO, Pontiac GTO with Ram Air, and I can remember in my neighborhood, gasoline was 14 cents a gallon. No, 16 cents a gallon.
It was virtually. I mean, compared to the pump prices right now, and hey, but Harry, something I'd like to run by you.
Yeah, but I want to finish my story. It
okay.
was 16 cents a gallon in my neighborhood, and I would drive over to Maryville, Tennessee, out near the airport, where it was 14 and 13 cents a gallon, just to fill up. And
okay,
you know what it cost to fill that vehicle up? $5-6.
Yeah, and by the way, did you ever get any of the Sunoco 103 octane fuel?
I'm sure that I did. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, of course for the weekend getaways to the drag strip, right?
Right.
All right. So going back to Venezuela, you say, like I said, are you still laughing?
I am still laughing. They've got it good, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it's an oil-rich nation, so what the heck? But I mean, it would be wonderful to see if you talk about an economic stimulus. Do you what do you suppose the economic stimulus would be if gas suddenly went to $2 a gallon today?
It would be. I think it would be tremendous. It would be a shot in the arm. it would, I proposed that I say on this show all the time that gasoline should be no higher than $2.50 a gallon. Anything above that, and they're killing us, folks. I mean, they're killing us.
Well, and it's a funny thing. It's the psychological impact of that. If today gas were $2.50 at the pump, I guarantee you that retailers would probably see somewhere in the neighborhood of a 40% jump in retail sales because of the confidence that would be infused in consumers, or feeling that, oh, wow, I've got more money to spend, and I think I'm going to spend it today. I believe that just going to $2.50 today would create an observable and sustained economic impact to the positive in this country.
And from what I hear, we have a high reserve of gasoline in the tanks. I mean, it's just unreal how much gasoline's out there. And, of course, you've got more coming on from the Bakken oil fields. And next year, I hear that we're going to finally get the pipeline from Canada.
Okay, let me mention something else to you along those lines. Are you familiar with the Powder River Basin of Montana, Wyoming?
No, I'm not.
Okay, well, the Discovery well was hit in 1880 by Mark Croft's Pennsylvania Oil Company, and they have pumped trillions of gallons of oil out of the Powder River, which is still productive. The oil accumulations were both what's known as stratigraphic and structural. Stratigraphic is like the fingers on your hand. You could, if you just overlaid your hand on a face, if you went along the fingers, there was a hit in between the fingers, zip. That's stratigraphic. Structural are pools of oil, and the oil accumulations are found at a depth of as much as 15,000 and as shallow as 12 feet. It was so productive that in the 1950s, according to drilling records, if you did not hit oil by 5,000 feet, it was declared a dry hole.
Wow.
So it is safe to say that, just like you said, the oil accumulations and the identification of oil patches are considerably more significant than what is claimed. But what we're dealing with is a kind of De Beers syndrome, where it may be hoarded or not harvested in the interest of keeping the prices up. And a geologist friend also dropped a bomb on me, Harry, and I hope you're sitting down for this. You constantly hear that this is a fossil fuel, right?
Right.
Well, did you ever think about how many dinosaurs had to die in order for us to have the oil reserves worldwide that we do right now? Did you ever?
I have thought about that.
Okay. Well, what is more in line with reality is that oil is the Earth's lubricant that keeps the shifting and the movement of the tectonic plates, especially when they slide under each other and impact each other. That oil acts as the lubricant, for the Earth's tectonic plates, and it is a naturally occurring substance. It is not a fossil fuel, and the fact that we continue to find more accumulations of oil seems to lend credence to my geologist friend's postulation. What do you think?
I'd never thought of it that way. I'd always thought about it as, it was decaying dinosaurs and other dead things that had went down through the years. But you say it's not, huh?
No. There's no real. Let's just say that right now that is becoming increasingly unsustainable. I believe that it is inappropriate to state this as fossil fuel or fossil or that oil is the result of dead dinosaurs. I think that my geologist friend may have a point there because we keep finding oil, Harry.
Well, I'd like to get him on the show if you can, Myron. Love to have him on the show.
I'll see if he wants to risk life and limb.
Talking to Myron D. Stokes, folks. Hey, I'm Harry Douglas. This is Car Concerns Radio. We're right before Christmas. If you're out there Christmas shopping, give up those parking spaces. Walk to the door. Hey, let's be friendly with one another. I'm Harry Douglas, right after the break.
He's making a list, he's checking it.
Take advantage of the Car Concerns Radio USA 10-year anniversary special, a 15-minute segment heard in 33 markets on a nationally syndicated radio show for only $125. This is radio that makes it economical and affordable for you to get the word out about what you do, driving your message home. It's the 10-year anniversary special, just $125 for a 15-minute airtime segment. Segments can be booked for a later date. There are limited spots available. Call Car Concerns Radio USA now, 1-855-CAR-CONCERNS. That's 855-227-2662.
Ah, the sound of small business, getting busier. Can you tell which one is using AT&T? Truth is, they all are, because businesses of all kinds can find AT&T customizable plans that fit their exact needs. Whether it's broadband, mobility, or nationwide voice, at AT&T, we can help your business get humming.
I need more receipt paper, please.
Call 1-855-877-4288 today and ask about special offers available for new small business packages. AT&T, rethink possible.
Moms of America, stand up and stop taking abuse from your kids.
I pledge never to let my kid disrespect me ever again.
I pledge to stop letting my daughter walk all over me.
I pledge to stop living in fear of my son's anger.
I pledge never to feel like a bad parent ever again. Because I'm not.
I pledge to stop letting my child's behavior control my home.
I pledge to be a mom with kids who listen, a total transformation mom.
I'm Janet Lehman, co-creator of the Total Transformation Program. We created the Total Transformation to help parents with difficult child behavior. Now I'm giving it away free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. We'll let you keep it for free.
Call 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157. Call now. That's 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157.
With over 1 million products, Grainger's your one-stop shop to help keep your facility running. And no one has more of the best brands, like Fluke. Grainger has an enormous selection of Fluke testing tools, including the VTO2 visual thermometer, a breakthrough in temperature measurement. The brands you want, the products you need, the good-looking radio guy you love to hear. Okay, I added that part. Buy your supplies smarter. Call, visit a branch, or click Grainger.com/Fluke today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Geico says, let's make life simpler.
You need to buy something, but you don't want to make a mistake. So what do? Scour the web? Collect sales circulars? Ask your brother-in-law? How about this? When it comes to car insurance, Geico has a 97% customer satisfaction rating. I repeat, 97%. So make it simple. Just ask a friend who has Geico. Then click or call. You could make it 98%.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Jay Farner here from Quicken Loans. We get a lot of tweets from folks that sound just like this. Jay, I bought my home in 2007. Since then, it's gone down in value. Now I owe more on my mortgage than my home is worth. Can I refinance? The answer may very well be yes. Recently, the government announced changes that may allow folks to refinance even if their home has lost value. For example, if you owe $300,000 on your mortgage, but your home's only worth $150,000, Quicken Loans may still be able to help you. Or if your current mortgage rate is higher than 3.99%, you've got to give us a call today at 800-QUICKEN. And for 3 years in a row now, J.D. Power & Associates has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. So, if your current mortgage is higher than 3.99%, or if you owe more than your home is worth, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com.
For J.D. Power & Associates award information, visit jdpower.com. Important terms and conditions apply. Calls for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states and MLS number 3030.
Harry Douglas of Car Concerns Radio has been helping the American motorist with their auto financing problems since 2008 when the American Motorist Vote Campaign was founded. Thousands of American motorists have not only lost their jobs in this economy, but they've also lost their homes and vehicles due to repossession. If you are behind on your payments and facing possible repossession of your automobile, you need to contact Car Concerns Consulting, 1-865-622-3032. Harry's always looking out for you. Harry has financed thousands of vehicles for the retail automotive consumer over the years as an award-winning new car dealer. If anyone knows the ins and outs of automobile financing, it's Harry. Let Harry put these unknown banking loopholes to work for you. If you need the auto financing fix, just call Harry. 1-865-622-3032.
This is Car Concerns with your host, Harry Douglas. Now, here's Harry.
Okay, here we are back with Car Concerns Radio, rolling right through the program. We had the opening bell there at the bottom of the hour up on Wall Street. Yeah, they're trading stocks today. I hope you get my newsletter, the Car Concerns Auto Index 100 newsletter. Hey, play along there, and I'll make you rich. Hey, in the third quarter, up over 600%. Of course, we have to credit that to our great play on Tesla Motors. We got in at Tesla at 82, and we rode it up to 190. And over the newswire, this was at the end of the third quarter, over the newswire, I seen where a reporter was reporting these fires. Well, you know what I did? I sent out an email blast saying, dump the Tesla stock. And we did. And, of course, if we'd shorted it, we would have made millions more. But, no, we just got out of it right at the right time. But now we've got back in at 120, and I haven't seen it go across. Yeah, there it goes across the board, 144.34. So it's went up $24 since we got back in. So, Myron, you play the stock market with me. And people say you can't make money on the stock market, but you can if you stick to what you know. Stick to what you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Harry?
Yes.
Just a couple of things. Number one, I thought I would try something somewhat new with you. You know that both of us have been driving the industry's cars for review for years, right?
Oh yeah, you sent me an email. You've been driving the wonderful 2014 Chevrolet Impala.
Absolutely, and I'm in it right now. I am talking to you from behind the wheel of that 2014 Impala right now, and I thought that this might be a great new twist on things in terms of vehicular review, whereby we'll talk, as I drive, and rather than reporting after the fact, we can talk about it in real time. But I want to make a prediction, Harry. I want to make a prediction. I believe that the collision avoidance technology, the adaptive braking technology,
right,
and similar vehicles, I believe that for the first time we are poised, because of the safety technologies, to see a significant reduction in highway fatalities. So much so, I believe that within 24 months, we may see at least a 2,000-person reduction in highway fatalities because of this type of technology. And I usually don't sing the praises of the designers and the engineers, but in this, I am impressed. And frankly, the adaptive cruise control and the collision avoidance technology saved my life on I-10 several days ago. No matter how good you are, I've got my competition license. No matter how good you are as a driver, sometimes you're going to make a mistake.
It just takes a second of neglect to have a totally devastating result.
Yes, and that moment of distraction, whatever it was, reaching for the radio, looking at some car coming up behind me, I don't know, but the collision avoidance system engaged because I was headed into the corner of a semi, and it braked it appropriately. And the thing is, it wasn't just braking; it was intuitive in terms of how the braking was applied. So it allowed me, to regain vehicle stability. And another thing I did is that I set the adaptive cruise control at maximum gas, and for 70 miles an hour in Los Angeles traffic. And would you believe that system is so intuitive that I was able to negotiate in and out of that traffic, and whenever there was an opening, the speed resumed to 70. But if there were obstructions within that maximum gap, of course, you slow it down to an appropriate speed. So from this, I would derive that anyone who doesn't believe that we are on our way to autonomous driving.
That's what I was going to talk about next, yes.
Right. Well, nothing. The only thing that was missing was lane guidance sensors, because the vehicle is virtually driving itself. And from a safety standpoint, Gary, I'd say that we're going to see a marked reduction, in DUI and DWI, and sometimes just the stupidness of driving. But I see this as a technological breakthrough that is implemented across the board in so many of the cars that we're going to be driving very quickly. I am safe in making that prediction that for the first time in decades, we will see a significant reduction in annual highway fatalities on U.S. highways.
So I'm right there with you. I think so, too. And a lot of people, they don't know how they're going to react to these new technologies. But I got to tell you, I've been driving. They drop a new car off in my driveway every single week. This week we're driving the 2014 Lexus IS 350. Fantastic automobile. Went Christmas shopping all weekend in it. I got to tell you, you just got to drive this vehicle to realize how great it really is. I don't know. The Impala, I'm impressed with it. Let me ask you this, Myron. Is the Impala, you've got an LT or an LTZ?
I've got an LTZ. So I've got the full suite of avoidance technologies, I'm calling it intuitive adaptive cruise control. And Harry, I'm not easily impressed. You and I have been driving cars for a long time. I've driven them on the high-speed track. Again, I have my competition license, so I know what to do. But I have not been impressed, so comprehensively impressed with a vehicle, of any price as I have with this Impala. And what struck me as I was driving the 10 is that it seemed to me that Chevrolet engineers built this car from the driver's seat out, from the driver out.
Brick by brick, yeah.
Yes, from an ergonomic standpoint, everything falls to hand easily. I mean, it was, I truly felt like the vehicle was designed for me in terms of my driving needs and habits. So I'm going to say to you that it's not just a matter of the technology that's utilized and implemented. This is technology that is I'm saying to you is intuitive. The use of the adaptive cruise control. I've been in adaptive cruise control vehicles, but this was the first time that I felt comfortable in engaging adaptive cruise control in a heavy traffic environment, and it performed flawlessly. It performed as if I were making the adjustment. That's why I'm impressed, Harry.
What, before you didn't have the confidence that it was going to be there when you needed it?
No, I did not.
I understand.
I was in a 2010 Taurus SHO, and it was, I had been in the air 11 hours, been flying 11 hours, and it was a long day. But there was a vehicle that I was overtaking that did not have lights on, didn't have tail lights. That combined with being a bit fatigued, but the collision avoidance system engaged very, very aggressively, the red light and all that, and so I was impressed. with the system utilized on SHO. But again, in all the vehicles that I have driven utilizing some variation of this technology scheme, this is the first time that I would assign the word intuitive.
I'll tell you what, the 2014 Chevrolet Impala LTZ is a fantastic automobile. I love the redesign that General Motors did there. You know, the Impala has never been a quote retail automobile. It's always been their program car. It's always been the car that they stuck in a rental car. But here, you know, I told them when I was driving this car back in October, I said, hey, right here's a car that you need to look at. You can get a good deal. I think that car is the best I remember. The MSRP was like in the mid-30s on an LTZ loaded. Leather, sunroof, the whole 9 yards, and a fantastic-looking car. And, you know, I told them back then, I said, this car is in the running for the Car Concerns Car of the Year. And I'm sure that it'll make it on the domestic side. Talking to Myron Stokes, folks, hey, it's Christmas. Be careful out there. Hey, we'll come back with the last segment of Car Concerns right after this short, beautiful break. Merry Christmas to all my listeners.
The spirit's up. We're here tonight, and that's enough. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
Take advantage of the Car Concerns Radio USA 10-year anniversary special, a 15-minute segment heard in 33 markets on a nationally syndicated radio show for only $125. This is radio that makes it economical and affordable for you to get the word out about what you do, driving your message home. It's the 10-year anniversary special, just $125 for a 15-minute airtime segment. Segments can be booked for a later date. There are limited spots available. Call Car Concerns Radio USA now, 1-855-CAR-CONCERNS. That's 855-227-2662.
Ah, the sound of small business, getting busier. Can you tell which one is using AT&T? Truth is, they all are, because businesses of all kinds can find AT&T customizable plans that fit their exact needs. Whether it's broadband, mobility, or nationwide voice, at AT&T, we can help your business get humming.
I need more receipt paper, please.
Call 1-855-877-4288 today and ask about special offers available for new small business packages. AT&T, rethink possible.
Moms of America, stand up and stop taking abuse from your kids.
I pledge never to let my kid disrespect me ever again.
I pledge to stop letting my daughter walk all over me.
I pledge to stop living in fear of my son's anger.
I pledge never to feel like a bad parent ever again. Because I'm not.
I pledge to stop letting my child's behavior control my home.
I pledge to be a mom with kids who listen, a total transformation mom.
I'm Janet Lehman, co-creator of the Total Transformation Program. We created the Total Transformation to help parents with difficult child behavior. Now I'm giving it away free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. We'll let you keep it for free.
Call 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157. Call now. That's 1-800-287-9157. That's 1-800-287-9157.
With over 1 million products, Grainger's your one-stop shop to help keep your facility running. And no one has more of the best brands. Like Fluke, Grainger has an enormous selection of Fluke testing tools, including the VTO2 visual thermometer, a breakthrough in temperature measurement. The brands you want, the products you need, the good-looking radio guy you love to hear. Okay, I added that part. Buy your supplies smarter. Call, visit a branch, or click Grainger.com/Fluke today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Geico says, let's make life simpler.
You need to buy something, but you don't want to make a mistake. So what do? Scour the web? Collect sales circulars? Ask your brother-in-law? How about this? When it comes to car insurance, Geico has a 97% customer satisfaction rating. I repeat, 97%. So make it simple. Just ask a friend who has Geico. Then click or call. You could make it 98%.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Jay Farner here from Quicken Loans. We get a lot of tweets from folks that sound just like this. Jay, I bought my home in 2007. Since then, it's gone down in value. Now I owe more on my mortgage than my home is worth. Can I refinance? The answer may very well be yes. Recently, the government announced changes that may allow folks to refinance even if their home has lost value. For example, if you owe $300,000 on your mortgage, but your home's only worth $150,000, Quicken Loans may still be able to help you. Or if your current mortgage rate is higher than 3.99%, you've got to give us a call today at 800-QUICKEN. And for 3 years in a row now, J.D. Power & Associates has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. So, if your current mortgage is higher than 3.99%, or if you owe more than your home is worth, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com.
For J.D. Power & Associates award information, visit jdpower.com. Important terms and conditions apply. Calls for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states and MLS number 3030.
Harry Douglas of Car Concerns Radio has been helping the American motorist with their auto financing problem since 2008 when the American Motorist Vote Campaign was founded. Thousands of American motorists have not only lost their jobs in this economy, but they've also lost their homes and vehicles due to repossession. If you are behind on your payments and facing possible repossession of your automobile, you need to contact Car Concerns Consulting, 1-865-622-3032. Harry's always looking out for you. Harry has financed thousands of vehicles for the retail automotive consumer over the years as an award-winning new car dealer. If anyone knows the ins and outs of automobile financing, it's Harry. Let Harry put these unknown banking loopholes to work for you. If you need the auto financing fix, just call Harry. 1-865-622-3032.
This is Car Concerns with your host, Harry Douglas. Now, here's Harry.
Okay, here we are back with Car Concerns Radio, talking to Myron Stokes. Hey, Myron D. Stokes, I might add. Myron, okay. I talked about this quite a bit last week. The U.S. government sold its stock holdings in General Motors that it took at the IPO back in 2000, I forget when it was, 2011, I believe, when their IPO came out. They took 500 million shares of GM stock as collateral on the money that General Motors owed to the U.S. taxpayer that Senator Carl Levin, said would be paid back in full with interest. Well, it turns out that it's going to come up about 10, almost $11 billion short. And Dan Ackerson, the CEO of General Motors, was at the Washington Press Club last week, and he boasted that he thought that this would lose General Motors' label as Government Motors, and he went on to say that he didn't feel like that General Motors should be obligated in any way to pay the remaining balance, seeing how the government took a chance on those stocks and knew very well that they could end up losing some money. I disagree with him wholeheartedly. I think Dan needs, before he leaves, he's retiring. Before he leaves, I think it is up to him to make the U.S. taxpayer whole on that auto bailout.
Well, one of the reasons, if Dan Ackerson kind of knew his automotive history, he would have known that as far as General Motors' place in the world, in this country, the fact that it is a core component of the country's industrial base, unlike most companies like GM, Ford, Chrysler, or the state that they reside in, Michigan. Harry, you've heard the expression donor state?
Right.
Okay. Michigan is a donor state, which says that they give more to the government than they receive from the federal government, therefore a donor state. So the reality is that what General Motors received and what they sought to give to Ford, those weren't really couldn't be construed as bailout as much as it was pay back. And I'm not sure if Dan Akerson's statement reflected that knowledge or he was just simply being arrogant. But I think that you suspect that as a parting shot, he thought he would throw that out there in the wind and see how that might respond. So I'm not, since they are obligated to pay all that back, then
actually, Myron, let me stop you right there. They're really not obligated. I called on them to pay it back out as a good neighbor. To the retail automotive consumer. They're not obligated to pay it back because they got the money after they went into quote, quote, surgical bankruptcy from the auto task team. And,
I can tell you that the bankruptcy wasn't exactly necessary, but that's another conversation, Harry. But,
I agree with you wholeheartedly. It
was not necessary. General Motors had the global assets to have precluded their going into bankruptcy. They could have done exactly the same thing that Ford Motor Company did by not taking the bailout. Alan Mulally wisely stepped away, ran away from that. He supported GM and Chrysler at the congressional hearing.
Right.
But I'm not here to take any money. I'm here to support. General Motors was in a better position from an asset standpoint to do the same exact thing that Ford Motor Company did. And we saw the end result of the approaches taken by both CEOs.
What Alan Mulally did is about a year or a year and a half before all this happened, when he took over the reins at Ford in 2006, he seen that the company then was strapped for cash, and he went into a mode where he just absolutely hocked everything that Ford owned and got up the capital. He even hocked the Blue Oval out in front of the Dearborn headquarters. He did. They just
but I will say, added to that were global assets that a study had revealed several years before that Ford had that they didn't even know they had. So I'm simply saying the austerity program did gain some benefits, but the innate value of Ford Motor Company was such that Alan didn't have to go hocking farm. He didn't have to spend too much time at the pawn shop. Ford's global worth was such that it encouraged him, gave him the impetus, and the courage to walk away from that easy money. And it was the best decision that any American company had ever made.
Oh, like I said on the show, it was a PR bonanza.
Yes,
it really propelled Ford sales to new levels.
Absolutely. And Harry, another thing, I just wanted to say to your listeners, now, you've got a global listening audience, right, Harry?
Worldwide.
Worldwide audience.
We're internet streaming on the internet as we speak right now at about 10 different locations.
Right. Okay. Well, this is I was just restating that and reiterating that because this is what I wanted to say, Harry, and I hope that we have a bit of time to say this. But this is what I want to say to your listeners. The one thing that I've come to know about you is that you are passionate about protecting the consumer as your advocacy at Chrysler is appropriately responding to the fire risk associated with several models of its Jeep brand for the years 93 to 2005 demonstrated, and I believe that your call for consumer justice was a factor in Chrysler wisely reversing its position. And you're being willing to support the cause of the consumer in any arena, whether it's product safety or the dealership experience, is why I did hesitate to accept your offer to co-host Car Concerns with you every Monday.
Hey, Myron, I was a new car dealer for over 25 years, and the retail automotive consumer, all I did during those 25 years was take. And after I got out of the retail end of the game, I decided to do this show to give back. I just want to give back, and I want to produce the most savvy retail automotive consumer out there. Hey, Myron, we've come to the end. I always look forward to having you on the show. Myron D. Stokes, folks. global heavy lifting. Hey, Myron, thanks for being with me. I'm Harry Douglas. We got to get out of here. I'll talk to you in the morning. Christmas Eve. Hey, Christmas Eve. Best time to go buy a new car, I promise you.
The opinions you hear on the Business Talk Radio Network are those of the host, callers, and guests, and not necessarily those of this station, Business Talk Radio Network, its management, or advertisers. The information on the Business Talk Radio Network does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or securities. Investing involves risks, so please consult a professional before investing. If you have any questions or comments about the Business Talk Radio Network, contact us at 203-323-7300 or at our website, businesstalkradio.net.